Hey G Squad, welcome back to episode of Is It Worth It? Today's episode we got this cool note here, and basically what this is a portable power bank. For this one in particular, if you see the way how the design is actually pretty cool. It definitely looks a lot cooler and a little bit more compact than other ones I showed you guys before in the past. But if you see for the one that we got right here is a brand called Anker. And for this product in particular, it's under the Anker Prime series. So this one here is 20,000 mAh, and when you guys use the product, it can give you guys up to 200 watts of power when you guys do use it. And that is like the total power for all the outlet on here. So there should be like 2 USB-C options and 1 USB. But they mentioned for the product when you guys do use it, when you guys use one of the output. But I do mention for the product when you guys do use one output, in terms of like the USB-C option, it can provide you guys up to 100 watts of power when you guys do use one USB-C option. And that's for both the input and output. So that's a lot of power if you guys want to use it to recharge like your laptop. But they mentioned for this product, if you guys were to charge like 2 laptops at the same time, it can help you guys split the power on here for both of them to be 100 watts and 100 watts. So for this test, what I'm probably gonna do is test out 2 laptops. But because I only have a MacBook Air with me, it can only go up to probably like 65 watts. But we'll figure out that in a second when we do test it out. But the other cool thing about this new one is the fact that the way how they designed it, it does have a smart display to show you guys how much power it does generate when you guys do use it, which is really awesome. And I believe for this product, they do have like the gang technology on here to give you guys that fast charging speed at a safe speed as well. And that's probably why it allows the product to be so small when you guys do get it. But that is pretty much everything that's on the package here. Let me actually open up to show you guys what the inside looks like. Alright, so once you guys open up, here's what the inside looks like. If you guys do take it out, right here we do have the product. But inside right here, I believe there's more stuff. So let's do take it out. Inside they do provide guys a little bag where you just store the product inside to keep it organized, which is pretty nice. And then the other side right here, they do provide the cable. So the cable that's provided for you guys, it is a USB-C to USB-C cable that you can use to recharge the product. And then last but not least, in the very bottom, they do provide guys a user manual to teach you guys how to use it. And that's pretty much everything that's included in the package. What I'm gonna do right now is take out the product to show you guys what it looks like. So let's take it out. Alright, so once you guys take it out, here's what the product looks like. If you can see, the size of the product is not big at all. It's actually really small and compact, especially considering the power that's on here is 20,000 mAh. But right here in the front, we do have the brand name. And I believe on top part right here, when you guys do activate it, it should turn on the smart display. Top part right here, when you guys do look at it, you can see we do have the USB and USB-C option. So supposedly for both of these USB-C option, you guys can use it as input or output, which is really nice. And like I mentioned, the max power on here will give you guys up to 200 watts power. So if you guys do plug in both of the USB-C at the same time, it will split 100 and 100. And you can see on the side right here, the way how they design it, it definitely looks like a high quality design. And supposedly the material is on here, when you guys do put your fingerprint on here, it shouldn't stay on. It should be like fingerprint resistant, which is really nice. And it looks so modern or so futuristic when you guys do look at the product, which is really cool as well. And then this side right here is where you can push the button to activate it. So let's do press on it one time. If you can see how the screen does turn on, and does show you guys the battery percentage on here. So right now it's at 24%. If you guys do click on it again, it shows you guys other information on here. So right now I'll show you guys the battery health, the battery cycle, and it shows you guys the battery temperature in the Celsius and Fahrenheit, which is really cool as well. If you guys do press it again, it allows you guys to set the auto screen time off option. Press it again. You guys can adjust the screen brightness if you guys want high or low. So that's pretty much everything that's on screen here. And the bottom right here, the way how they design it, it does give us an option to put this onto the charging base that they do have. So I don't have that product yet because I'm still waiting for it. But when it does come, I'll do an update video for that one with this product on it and show you guys how it does work. So stay tuned for that. But really cool, it does give you guys a wire charging option on here to put it on the base to recharge it if you guys want to. But obviously, if you guys want the fast charging speed, you want to use this option on top because it will give you guys that 100 watts power for the input to recharge it pretty fast. But that is pretty much everything that's on the product. One right now is a plug-in cable to show you guys how to charge it first. So for this test, what I'm going to use to recharge the actual product is to use this brand new product from the Anker brand that's also under the Anker Prime series. So pretty much what this is a charging station that gives you guys the 2 AC option on here. And they also give you guys a smart display when you guys do plug it in to show you guys how much power is being generated when you guys do use it. And the bottom right here is where you guys can plug in the cable to use. So there's a USB option and USB-C option, you can see. And the cable, when you guys do get it, it does come separately, you can see. So I love the way how they designed the product, how everything's separated, so that way you can feel free to bring along when you guys are traveling. And it's very compact and very minimal. But let's plug this in to test it out. So let's do plug on top. Once you guys plug it in, it should turn on in the bottom. You can see how it does show you guys the display. Inside right here, we do have the button for you to change the display to show you guys watts of voltage, which is really nice. And for the product they mentioned, when you guys use it, it can provide you guys up to 140 watts of power So that's a lot of power if you guys want to use it to recharge a laptop or even this power bank. So what I'm doing right now is use a cable that's provided to see when it actually works to give you guys the 100 watts of power to recharge your power bank. So I just want to plug it right here. Once you guys plug it in, let's plug it into either one of these USB-C option. So once you guys do plug it in, here's what the screen looks like. So currently it's showing you guys that it's around 24%. And when you guys do look at the power that's on here, it does provide you guys a lot of power. So you guys can see how the number is slowly going up. And right now it's around like 70 watts. And when you guys do look at the actual product here, it also shows you guys the same amount of power when you guys do use it. You can see right there. So showing how right now it's providing 91 watts. And when you guys do tap it on here, it's also showing 94 or 95 watts. So if I do put both of them side by side, you can see how much power it does provide when you guys do use it. So definitely very close to 100 watts, just like what they mentioned. So the cable that's provided for you guys does support up to 100 watts of power, which is pretty cool. So that way it can help you guys fast recharge your power bank when you guys do use it. Like even right now, it went from like 24% to already 26%. And I love how it shows you guys like the percentage on here when it does increase it like really fast, especially because the battery on here is actually pretty low. Like you can see right there, it shows you guys little by little of the number slowly going up, which is really awesome. So instead of showing like 24%, 26%, it's showing 24.77% and 27.8% to really show you guys the progress of you guys' charging product. But it's maintained around like 94 and 95 watts. It shouldn't go to like 100 watts when you guys do use it, but really cool how it does provide you guys a lot of power. But what I'm doing right now is to plug in one of my cables onto the actual power bank, onto my laptop, and show you guys how much power it does provide when you guys do use it, and when it actually works at the same time when you guys are charging your laptop onto here. So right here, I do have my MacBook Pro 16-inch, and the cable that I'm going to be using for this test is the Apple cable that should support up to 140 watts when you guys do use it. But like I mentioned, for this product in particular, it won't go up to 140 because of the power bank is designed to go up to 100. So I pretty much want to plug this side on here. And then for the other side here, let's plug it onto the laptop. So right here, once you guys plug it in, it starts charging. And when you guys look at the power that's on here, you can see how the number is slowly going up. So it does provide a lot of power when you guys do use it, even when you guys are charging it. But I think when you guys are actually charging your laptop at the same time while charging the power bank, it kind of slows down the speed. So maybe when you guys are plugging only output, it'll provide you guys a lot more power when you guys use it. So I'm actually try to unplug the input and see what happens. All right, so I just unplugged it and it just reset it. And we see the number on there is going up now. So obviously, if you guys want the max power on here when you guys use a power bank, you do want to have the product at a lower percentage. So for example, if your laptop's around 80%, it probably will not charge as fast. But when it's around like 20% or like 15%, pretty much the lower it is, the faster it can charge. But I love how they do have the auto shut off option for the display. So that we can help you guys save the battery on here. But we see how when you guys do use it, it does provide you guys up to 94 watts of power when you guys do use to charge like your laptop. And obviously when you guys use a power bank to recharge the laptop, it does use a lot of power. And you see how the percentage went from like 30% to 28% already, and now 27%. So you definitely want to keep that in mind when you guys do use it to recharge your laptop or anything else. But while that's charging up, let me get my other laptop to see when it actually works at the same time to give you guys that split of 100 watts or 65 watts. Then I do have a MacBook Air and not another MacBook Pro. So here we do have the MacBook Air. I think what I'm going to do is use the same cable that's provided, and we'll plug it in. So we got it plugged in here. Other side, I'm plug it here. And once you guys do plug it in, both of them does work. And you can see how the number is slowly going up. So for the product, when you guys do use it, it really does provide you guys that split power on here. Like when you guys saw it, it went as high as like 94 watts for my MacBook Pro. And then for my other laptop, it went as high as like 63 watts when I looked at it. If you guys can see when we do charge the product, I love how it does show you guys like how much time is left for the charging time. So when you guys do use the product to recharge it, it actually charges really fast. And they mentioned when you guys need to charge the product from 0 to 100, it should take around like 40 to 50 minutes. Depending on your wall charger and the cable that you do use, it will charge it faster or slower depending on those situations. And just to show you guys how much power it does provide for on here, if you guys are curious about this one over the power bank, or maybe you guys want to get both, let me plug in my cable onto my laptop and show you guys how much power it does provide. So I'm going to use the same cable that was plugged into the laptop to show you guys the power on here. So I do plug it in. Once you guys do plug it in, if you see how the number is going up. So the number right now is around like 124. So it does probably got a lot of power on here when you guys do use it. So obviously, like I mentioned, depending on your power on your device, when your laptop is like 20% or 30%, it'll charge much faster. But once it reaches to like 80% or any higher than that, it will slow down the charge. So keep that in mind. So right now it's maintained around like 114, but it can go as high as 130 from the test when I used it. So it does probably a lot of power when you guys use it to recharge the laptop. So I can see from that quick little test, the product definitely does work to help you guys split the power between the two laptops. One thing to keep in mind is that when you guys do use a product, you do want to make sure to fully charge it first before you do use it. Otherwise, if it's not fully charged, then you guys will not have enough power to fully charge up your laptop, especially if you guys do recharge like your MacBook Pro that use a lot of power. But the other thing I really like about the product is the fact that it does give you guys that fast charging speed when you guys do use it. And also I love the fact how small and compact it is. So that way actually makes it a lot easier for you guys to bring along when you're traveling or something. I believe for this one also allow you guys to bring it on the airplane when you guys do travel. But you do want to double check with your airline to make sure it fits the requirement for the power bank, because this is 20,000 mAh, but that is pretty much everything that's on the product. Now to go unboxing and test the product. Now to answer the question of whether or not it's worth it or not. So for this product, I do have to say that it is pretty worth it. If you guys need one of these, especially if you guys are in the market looking for a high quality power bank that give you guys a max power on here, like I mentioned, in terms of 100 watts for one laptop, or if you guys want to split both of them, it can go up to 100 watts for both of them. And if you guys like the design of the product, in terms of GaN Prime technology and everything else that I showed you guys on here, then I do have to say that it is pretty worth it. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or haven't one of these, then obviously don't buy one and save your money on something else you actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it will definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys, so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.